Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning. Well, welcome to the Mashpee Men's Club on this overcast Cape Cod day today. And we begin each meeting with a salute to the flag. And today we're going to be honored with Pete Jackson, who's going to be leading us in the pledge. So please welcome. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for having us again this year. We're very excited when Berkeley sends the message that this happens. We get excited at the high school to be able to connect the students with the community members. I was thinking about it. I feel like we've been doing this at least over 10 years. It might be 15 years. So it's been some time. Unfortunately, our Principal Bonnie Brady, who was with us last year, could not attend today. She has a meeting, I believe, with Desi as well as our superintendent. But they do say hello. We're in good hands with both of them in our district. And we're very lucky to continue to have a school and students who are very involved in the school community and community at large. You know, many of our students, approximately 60% of this class, have already applied to colleges and universities or determined if they're going to go military or directly to workforce. And it's only December. So some of them are hearing back. Some will still apply to some colleges and universities in January for regular decision. But we have the top of the top here in the class, and we're very lucky. This is a class that they entered 9th grade in 21, 22, 22, 23, just coming out of COVID. So, you know, they started off their high school years, and you can probably speak to that, started off their high school years, you know, with the social distancing and a hybrid model. And thankfully, through it all, they've weathered it all, and they've remained a very tight, close-knit class. The class advisor is Casey Lynch, and she does a wonderful job with some of the officers who are here today as well. So I'm going to turn it over to them. If you have any questions for me or Mrs. McCush, Julianne, please call us Julianne and Lindsay. We're here to answer any questions about the school or, you know, things within the district if we can answer them. I'm blessed. I get to work with all the counselors in the district, which is wonderful. It's, you know, pre-K through 12, so that's exciting. But the students are our best representation, so I'll turn it over to them. Who's starting? Yes. What a leader. What a leader. Nice job.
Oh, this is working. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Leighton McGrory, and I'm a senior at Mashpee High School. I've been at Mashpee High School since pre-K, so every single year of education I've been at Mashpee High School, and I've loved it. Since then, I also have a sister. She was also at Mashpee pre-K through 12. And a little bit about me, I'm the class president of our class of 2026. So I work with my advisor and my vice president, which is over here. And we do a lot of fundraising for our class in order to have our senior week activities, which we're starting to plan now, and also to have class like entertainment. So we have our class dances, we have homecoming, we have prom that we'll work to organize. So we do a lot of fundraising for that with the community. And then I'm also the president of our Mashpee Active Minds chapter, which is an organization that focuses on breaking the stigma around mental health. So like the main things that we do, we'll organize mental health dedication games. So the sports games, we'll go out there and we'll usually make a speech about mental health, and we'll also give the players green to show their support for it. And then I'm also the editor-in-chief of the yearbook, so I work with my advisor there to just plan out the whole 200-page yearbook, get all of our pictures for all the different sports teams, all the different grades, all our different clubs and extracurriculars to make sure that everyone has a nice representation in the yearbook. And about my future, I've applied to mostly all of my schools. My top school right now is Providence College. And I have a couple different majors and avenues that I'm looking into. So one of them I'm looking into something in health policy and management. So something on the management side in healthcare. And then another one I'm looking into something marketing or communication based. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Hi everyone, my name is Hayden Ruthven, and so I've also lived in Mashpee my entire life. I have a sister, she's going to school at URI, and she's studying biology. She also went to Mashpee her entire life. So yeah, my parents have lived here for about 20 years, but my family's kind of from all over. I have family in Seattle, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Arkansas. It's been very spread out. So yeah, and Chicago too. But so yeah, I don't have a lot of family close by, which I mean, it's kind of nice to travel, but it's nicer to see them more often. So I work at Corner Cycle in Falmouth. It's a bike shop. I kind of do a little bit of everything there. I started out in rentals, but I've kind of moved on to doing some more sales, repairing, and then I also do deliveries. I play soccer year-round, so I'm a part of the school's varsity team, and I'm one of the captains. I also play club soccer up in Weymouth, so that's a huge commitment with an hour drive for practices and everything like that. But I enjoy it. I really like meeting new people from across the state. I've made a lot of new friends outside of Cape, and I've really enjoyed that. Outside of school, I enjoy playing golf with friends, pickleball, fishing, things like that. In school, I'm a part of the National Honor Society. I'm the treasurer there, so we organize events for the community. Recently, we've been doing the food and toy drives. I'm also a part of Teen Maptivists, and that's where we meet. We do these monthly meetings where we kind of map areas, and it kind of shifts about like what we're focusing on. Sometimes it's food insecurity, other times it's focusing on like human rights. So that's been a lot of fun. That's also where I'm focusing my senior project. So Mrs. Reynolds, she's the teacher who teaches human geography, and so that's how I was introduced to that club. And so I've been working with her a lot, and so she's a part of the AGS and like the American Geographical Society, so she's involved with a lot of things revolving mapping, and so she's been working to make these teaching plans to help get other human geography teachers to start mapping and getting kids introduced to that. And so I've helped her make these teaching plans where I'm making story maps to help show the why of mapping and how it's benefiting people. And so with that, I've been able to attend a couple of conferences with her. In June, I went to BU and I helped her present one of the story maps that we made and kind of talking about and trying to get other people to get on board with that. And then just a couple weeks ago, I went to New York to the Geo 2050 conference, which I wasn't presenting anything. I was more there to make some connections, which I found very valuable. And so she's definitely someone I've been very thankful for her mentorship, and she's been able to connect me with a lot of people. So for school, I'm looking to major in either aerospace or mechanical engineering. And so she's been able to help me make some connections with people working there currently, so that's been really nice of her. So I've applied to, or I'm going to apply to 13 schools, so I don't need to name all of them, so I'll just do my top 3. So that'd be Northwestern, University of Michigan, and University of Washington. So yeah, not very close to here, but yeah, just kind of looking all over the place. Yeah, so for my senior project, I talked about that. Yeah, so from the future, I think, I'd like to work in engineering. I'm not really sure what I want to do with that. I'm kind of a bit all over the place because with my recent activity in like the mapping area, I've kind of found some interest in that, whether doing like geophysics or working with like the ocean and mapping that, or just going straight to what I was thinking about at first in engineering, aerospace, working on spaceships or cars, all things I've found a lot of joy in. So I think as I go through college, I'm just going to try new things and see where it gets me. So, thank you.
Hi, my name is Daniel Alade, and I've lived in Mashpee all my life since pre-K as well. I have 2 younger siblings that are currently in the Mashpee school system. One is in Mashpee Middle High School, my younger brother in 9th grade, and my younger sister who is in Quashnet in 6th grade, about to come into Mashpee Middle High School. A little bit about my background is my family's originally from Nigeria, so I have a Nigerian background culture. And maybe a little something that's not important. I have a dog.
It's important to you. That's all that matters.
She's a poodle mixed with a bichon, about 6 years old, I think now. We had her when she was 6 months old as a little puppy. And I work as a lifeguard in New Seabury, which many of you guys may have been there. Just looking over the pools and beaches. I work in both places depending on where they need people most during that day. And things I like to do out of school, similar to Hayden, like golfing, fishing, and just hanging out with friends in general. I'm also involved in many extracurriculars like National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America, the Red Cross Club, where we set up drives such as blood drives just to help raise awareness and teach people about health and stuff like that. What else could I say? I've applied to almost all my colleges. I only have one college left I need to apply to, which is Tufts University, but I'd say my top choice right now is probably University of Maryland right now. I think it's my top choice I want to go to, which my grandpa does work there right now, and as a professor teaching math, and my dad's an alumni from that school. I think I want to major in civil engineering when I go to school, but I'm not sure what kind of engineering yet. I just think that maybe, because I've learned the most about that, and I think it'd be cool to build some roads and buildings and bridges that just help serve our community. I think that'd be really fun. I also play a lot of sports. I play football, basketball, and track. I'm varsity for all of them. I'm a team captain for the football this year. We just finished our season with a 7-3 record, which is pretty good.
Right.
And
You won the Cranberry Bowl
oh yeah, we did just win the
That's a big
Cranberry
one.
Good Sandwich.
against Sandwich. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think my potential future career plans after I graduate from college and get my engineering degree, I'd probably like to own like an engineering firm, hopefully, and run one after I'm done working in the field as a civil engineer and building and making contracts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, that's basically all you need to know about me a little bit.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. My name is Teresa Provencher. I've lived in Mashpee my whole life, and I have an older sister named Evelyn who attends Providence College right now. She's a senior. Let's see. I work at Trevi Cafe in Mashpee Commons. I am a food runner, hostess, busser, and I hope to become a server because I'm 18 now. So that's exciting. Let's see, outside of school, I actually teach faith formation at Christ the King Parish. I taught 3rd grade last year and 5th grade this year, so it's fun to see all their curiosities blossom. I also won a few awards at the church. We actually got a Holy Family Award, which is kind of funny. My grandparents, my parents, and me have participated in the church, so they wanted to honor us, which was really nice. Let's see. For colleges, I actually just got accepted to UNH, and that's probably one of my top schools. I don't have an exact top, but I've applied to Providence College and UMass, of course, and URI. I hope to become a veterinarian because I really love animals. I have 2 dogs, and they're everything, so it's going to be really cool to try and explore that area. In school, for sports, I play soccer, and that was our last season, which is sad, but we're going to miss soccer. And then I also play softball in the spring. I'm a captain for 3 years, so that's exciting. I also am vice president with Layton. We do a lot of fundraisers, and we're planning prom, homecoming, like Layton said. And let's see. I also am secretary of Active Minds Club, so we do a lot of what Layton said, mental health, breaking the stigma. we attend conferences, and we get to teach a lot of other people just to talk about mental health more, which is really something necessary. For my senior project, I hope to get comfort canines into the school for like a day, and we hope to just kind of gather yeah, we hope to just gather the dogs, and anybody who might be having a bad day can come in and pet the dog, and it really helps calm the nerves. And yeah, my potential career is veterinarian, so that's the hope. I'm really excited to explore that, and I'll see where I go from there. Well, thank you.
Hi, so my name is Dalia Forts, and I moved to Mashpee my 4th grade. So I came to Quashnet, and then I've been at Mashpee ever since. And I came from Barnstable, and let me just say, I love Mashpee so much. I love the tight-knit community. So I've been in Mashpee since I moved in 4th grade, and I have a little brother. He's not yet at school level yet, but he is going to 1st grade next year. So I'm hoping that he will come to Mashpee too. He lives off Cape right now, so. I am a busser at Trevi as well. I host sometimes, and I'll expo if needed, and then I'm not 18 yet, but hopefully I can serve when I turn 18. So as far as colleges go, I applied to a lot. I think I applied to like 14 or 13. But my top college right now is Bentley, so I really want to pursue a degree in accounting and then hopefully get my CPA. I've been wanting to do that for a few years, so we'll see where that takes me. My uncle went to Bentley, and he's an accountant as well, and I love what he does, so I think I'd enjoy it as well. So some of the extracurricular activities that I do, I'm co-president of the Human Rights Club. So basically we did like the immigrant interviews, and we helped write up all the interviews for the book that we haven't published yet, but we wrote up last year and printed out. With that, we also kind of just like go to a lot of events, like the Amity Day this summer that we went to, and we kind of just like talk about what our club does and like kind of gain awareness for everyone in our community. In addition to that, I'm also a part of the environmental club, so we go around and we kind of just like clean up the community. We do biannual beach cleanups at South Cape every year, and we also try and like get compost at our school, and so we do initiatives like that. In addition, I'm also the blood coordinator for the Red Cross blood drive. We set up a few blood drives every year at our school where we try and collect as many pints of blood as we can from donators. We also do hands-on CPR demonstrations at multiple events throughout the year. We teach CPR, first aid, and we also do the Heimlich maneuver as well. So in addition to that, kind of tying back to the Human Rights Initiative, for my senior project this year, I'm doing a Cape-wide backpack drive. And so basically we're collaborating with a few other high schools on Cape, such as Monomoy, we're trying with Monomoy and Sandwich and Riverview, and we're basically setting up multiple backpack drives throughout those schools, and we're just going to collect them and hand them to VinFin, who can hand it back out to our community at the end of the year. So as far as that goes, I really want to do accounting. Those are the colleges I want to do, and I'm really excited for college and my future, so.
Hi, my name is Isabella Mahoney, and I've been in Mashpee my entire life. And I have a little sister who also is in the Mashpee school system. She's a freshman. And my mother, she immigrated here from Lithuania, like I want to say 22 years ago. And so I also have family all over the world. Like all of my mom's side of the family still lives in Lithuania. So that's been like a really big part of my life, is going and visiting there, because it's like my second home. And I also have family in Hawaii. So it's like I am constantly like traveling and stuff like that. But as far like as that goes, I've like grew up like traveling, going different places, and it's really like helped me like understand like the world and really giving me a good appreciation for life. And for like work, I'm a lifeguard. Previously, I was a sailing instructor for 3 years, and I've sailed my entire life. And I've really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed teaching young kids. And then for applying to college, I've applied to 16 schools, and my top is UNC. I hope to major in, or well, I am gonna major in public health, and because I really found that I'm in like really I have a love for like helping people, and public health would be like my way of like going into the medical field. So my plan is I would go 4 years public health, take a gap year, build my resume, and then go into medical school. And then for extracurricular activities, I'm involved in the Human Rights Club. I'm co-president of that, and like I've done like the interviews. We interviewed like 45 plus families. We made a book but can't publish it yet. Also the Race Amity Day, and just spreading awareness and trying to like bring everyone together through this club. And then also we did this past November a gratitude board, or like a gratitude tree. And like so we kind of like we put up a tree for like November and put like hands and just kind of like made like a positive affirmations board. And then also I'm involved in the environmental club, and so like beach clean. I'm co-president of that, and we do like beach cleanups, and then we're going to Quashnet to teach the younger kids about the environment, and then I'm also involved in HOSA, and in honor societies. Been involved in Falmouth road races, and just really being involved in the community has been like something I really like loved, because it's kind of a way to get distracted from school, because school gets really busy, and giving back to the community is just a way to like kind of put something other than like education, if that makes sense. And then my senior project is the backpack drive, or the Cape-wide backpack drive, because last year I did the 8th annual backpack drive, and then we wanted to expand it to the Cape-wide backpack drive, because we want to have more of an impact on the community. The 8th annual drive did really, really well, but we want to just have more of an impact on the Cape. And then future career goals, I want to do something in healthcare. I'm not exactly sure, but I know I want to do something in healthcare.
Will you just talk about what HOSA is?
Oh,
what
yeah.
it stands for? So they
HOSA
know?
is Health Educators Students of America, and our Health Occupation Students of America. It's it prepares like people who want to go into like medicine, like healthcare, and it kind of prepares students for like careers like that. And so like we like attend conferences and compete, and we do like projects and spread it. Like we also like did like a lung cancer awareness, like put posters up, and like did like PSAs to just spread awareness for like certain like diseases and like certain things, to just different like things like that. But yeah. So it's
Good morning, everybody. My name is Olivia Barron. Thank you for having me here today. I have not gone to Mashpee my whole life. For a long time I went to Barnstable. I came to Mashpee in 8th grade. We were just getting out of COVID. Everybody still had masks on and everything. So it was a little hard for me to get adjusted to the school system, but I'd say by my senior year I'm well adjusted and I'm happy at Mashpee. It's a great community. I have 2 younger siblings. I have a 2-year-old sister and an 11-year-old brother, so it's a good mix at home. My brother's in 6th grade, so I'll just be missing him for his 7th grade year at Mashpee, so that's a little sad, but I know he'll do great.
I work just around the corner at Stop and Shop. I've worked there for like 2 years. It's a good job. It gets me my gas money and everything, and it's a good way to save for college. So I'm happy there. I've applied to a couple schools in Massachusetts. My top school is UMass Amherst. I plan to major in nursing, and they have a great program. So potentially minoring in Spanish. I earned my seal of biliteracy this year. So yeah, that would be great to couple with my nursing to connect with other people who speak a different language who also need access to healthcare. In relation to my major this year, I'm taking a CNA course through our school, Certified Nursing Assistant. So by the end of the year, I'll be certified as a CNA, which is really awesome because I can start working in the healthcare field before I actually go to college. And that's also my my internship for School to Career. I'll be working at Royal Falmouth Nursing Home. We just did our training, I guess, but we're going to be actually going in there and working soon, so I'm excited about that. In school, some extracurriculars I have. I'm Vice President of Active Minds, which Leighton talked about in TESS, which is raising awareness for mental health disorders, and we do a lot of dedication games and just community outreach. It's really great to get out there and people appreciate it. And I'm also president of our HOSA club, like Isabella talked about. Just getting other students excited about healthcare and exploring healthcare fields is really great. And I think that's about it for me. Yeah.
Hi, so I'm Addie Losh. I did not start at Mashpee. I went to Sandwich for the first 2 years of my educational career, but I will say I do like Mashpee more. There's a lot more opportunities. I've gotten a lot of help applying for colleges from these two lovely ladies. I'm pretty much committed to UMaine for art education, but after a very interesting conversation with a friend who's studying international relations in Ireland, I've decided that sophomore year I'm going to try and transfer to the Paris College of Art, because future goals wise I hope to teach art to a bunch of different age groups in France or somewhere else in Europe. Again, through the school and their opportunities, I was able to go to France with the school in February on an amazing immersion trip. We stayed with host families. The whole trip was in French. It was really awesome, and that kind of was the spark for me for what I wanted to do in the future. I work right down the road at the schools with the Mashpee Rec Department in early childhood education at the after-school care program at Quashnet and Coombs. I went to that program when I was younger. My brother did too. So I really grew up in their system, and again, the opportunities that it provided me were amazing. So that was really nice. Outside of school, I'm really into art. I'm currently in the process of applying to the Artworks program, which is a large Cape internship program where we get paired up with local artists, and a couple times a week we go to their studio or on a Zoom meeting, and they kind of teach us their specific art style and how they operate and how they've made a career out of it. So.
Good for you.
Thank you.
So Addie here is also I could just talk. Addie here is also looking for a place to host a what?
An art show for
An
my
art
senior
show.
project.
So if you know of any place where we can have that hosted, let us know. So that's her senior project, right? The Wonderful. So they're actively involved. If anyone has questions, I can run around with the microphone. If you want to know anything more about the clubs and activities like mapping, like why mapping? You brought that up, so why mapping?
So there's a lot of different ways you can go with that question. For example, in rural areas, there's a lack of access to food and health care. But the problem when it's not mapped is that governments like can't really like assess the problem because they don't really realize that the problem's there. Or it can be in the sense of sea level rise. One of the story maps I recently did was in Kiribati, and so when Kiribati's actually like it's planned to be one of the first countries to go underwater, which is very scary. So by mapping the sea level rise, it helps the government be able to kind of see which areas are going to be at threat next, so then actions can be taken. And so the issue there is also there's a ton of different islands, but as islands keep going under and people are losing their homes, they all kind of travel to the capital of Tarawa, and so then they're facing overcrowding in the capital city, and it's having issues with sanitation and food access and water safety. So by mapping and showing that their issues are here, that people can go and help, and so they can live a better life. And also by kind of getting like a time frame of it, actions can be taken. So if it does unfortunately go underwater, they'll have places to be in, so they're not just refugees with nowhere to go, and they actually have like a real like value to the world, and they're not just kind of outcasts in a way. So.
Excellent. Great job. I think a lot of people have that question sometimes, like why mapping or what does it do? And it's really thriving at Mashpee High School under the direction of Miss Celeste Reynolds. And there's many students who are Maptivists?
Yeah.
Maptivists. So it's exciting the work they get done. The other thing is the health occupations program. So Olivia will graduate not only with her diploma, but her CNA, which is wonderful. It's a wonderful program we have at the school. That's been going for a couple years now. So it's exciting. So at the end of the year, you'll have to take an exam, right? Yeah, so they prepare for the exam. They have the internship. Our community is wonderful in allowing the students to get out and do internships or partner with senior projects, which is really something that we find that the state pushes down, but thankfully Mashpee was always ahead of that curve and recognizing that importance of students getting out in the community and either doing the work through an internship or doing a capstone project or a project that they can be proud of, that they're passionate about, to raise awareness. So it's exciting when we get to, like, sometimes I sit here and think, I didn't know that about that student, and we're with them together all day throughout the school year. So it's exciting for us to hear some of the things that they're involved in. Does anyone have any questions? Here we go.
I'm loud.
You're loud, all right.
Just a comment. I've been in this club for 20 some odd years, and I've seen everyone since the very beginning of the high five coming to make presentations to us. I still can't get over how you have enough time for your schoolwork, your extracurricular activities, your personal activities. It's just amazing how you schedule your life. And that's so important, because in order to get things done, you know what you have to do. And I applaud you for that. I think you're very good at it, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I've heard that a lot of your students are going to be going into the healthcare field. So I just want you to do a really good job, because you're probably going to have a lot of customers in the room here. Okay? And you did mention a number of times about a backpack.
Backpack drive. Yep, the backpack drive.
Tell me about that. I'm not familiar with what that means and what it entails.
Yeah.
And so if you could
Yeah,
enlighten us about that.
Basically, it's a drive that we run through all the Mashpee schools, KCC, Quashnet, and the high school, and we basically run donation bins, so anyone in the community can come and donate small hygiene products, clothes, anything like that, and we can hand it to the homeless population on Cape Cod because it's just been growing.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we work in collaboration with VinFin. We've been working for 2 years with them. This is our second year. And then we just wanted to expand it this year because we wanted to have more of an impact on the community. So,
And VinFin's basically an organization that takes all of the donations that we collect and they distribute it out to everyone. And so we recently had a Zoom meeting with them where they were mentioning how they were just running out of all of the products that we collected last year. So we're hoping that with the bigger Cape-wide collaboration this year, we'll be able to make their stock last longer.
Oh, great, great. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank
Where
you.
will the donation bins be? Are they gonna be located at the high school, or are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have one at the high school, KCC, Quashnet, and then we also are collaborating with Sandwich, Riverview, and a few other high schools.
Falmouth. too.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to donate, they could find them at the local schools?
At their local
Mhm.
schools.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Will there be anything here at the senior center for
What,
donations?
for donate, could you do that? Is
we
there
can-
something?
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
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 If you
I've
guys,
been here.
yeah, if we could do
If
that.
you're open to
If
it,
you're
I think
open
that
to
would
it.
really open things up for the
Yeah.
students too,
That'd
even
be
if they
really
came
good.
by, you know, set something up.
Yeah.
That'd be really
Okay.
great.
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
let us know what you need.
Oh, love this
Thank you.
partnership. Good, this is great. Excellent, yes.
I just want to follow up on the backpack. A lot of people have probably never heard of Vinton. I used to work there. They're the leader on fighting homelessness on the Cape and mental illness as well. So you're working with the best nonprofit on the Cape, and they're throughout the whole Cape. I think they're still in Hyannis, but they go to different parts of the Cape, from
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falmouth to Provincetown. And I think you've done that over the years, because I remember, I haven't worked there in 10 years, but I remember you guys have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Vinton, but,
Yes.
Miss Purdy used to be, she's retired, but Miss
Yeah.
Purdy,
Miss
Okay.
she retired this past year, but she was actively involved in the human rights and backpack drive and
But-
working with
but,
them.
but
And
they're a
Patty
great,
Riley.
great organization. I like the fact 3 or 4 people said you're trying to break down the stigma of addiction. Hopefully you can break down the stigma of addiction as well.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're all here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions for the students? Yes,
Did you say you were looking for a location for an art show?
Miss
Yes.
Addie's looking for a location for her senior seminar project art show.
Well, why don't you see me afterwards? Mashpee TV might have space.
Beautiful.
It's
Oh, good.
gonna be a showcase of student artwork. I'm currently in AP Art right now with a bunch of other super talented students. That gives us a great opportunity to kind of, through the school day, like, work on our creative endeavors and really, like, focus in on, it's called an SI, a sustained investigation, which is a question that we have about the world and how we can answer it through art. So I hope that that's a big focus of this show. There's not a big plan in the works yet, but we're getting there. So if anybody has any venues or anything, and I'll talk to you after.
Excellent.
I
Please do let me
probably
know.
have a space you can use.
That's
Thank you so
wonderful,
much.
thank you.
And
Beautiful.
we all have all the wall hangings to hang.
Yes. Oh,
art,
really?
so-
Wow.
Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. That would be
That's
wonderful.
perfect.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a comment. I've got 2 daughters, and I am so inspired by all of you. Public speaking is one of the hardest things that you ever do, and you kids are just dynamite at it. And you really are gonna push yourself far. And one thing on the nursing front, my daughter went to Villanova and she got a nursing degree and she loves it. And one of the things she did was she took some courses like what you're talking about, and she did ride-alongs with the local ambulance service. Now, she couldn't leave the ambulance, but she could ride along and see, and the gentleman is from Nigeria. One thing I'd encourage all of you kids to do is use LinkedIn. It's an app on the web, and you can target companies that are in the space that you're already interested in, and reach out to people who work there. You'd be amazed how many kids I worked in. There's a company called Camp Dresser McKee, and they're civil engineering, and they go out on different projects. And if you just reach out to these people through LinkedIn, you'll be surprised at how older people like ourselves want to help you kids get started. So I encourage you to keep pushing the envelope and get out there and be heard.
Thank you so much.
I can't help but think what an incredible time it is to be a student today. Because looking back, when I was going to school, we had books, we had a chalkboard, and we had high-tech equipment called the mimeograph. Everybody remembers a mimeograph. That was like high technology back then. And today, you look at a TV screen and there's somebody talking to you, and that person isn't even real. You know, it's AI. And there's such a wealth of information out there and so many modes of learning things today. I was just curious if somebody wanted to talk about the influence of artificial intelligence, AI today on learning, on schooling, and where you see it going in the future.
Yes. Anyone want to answer that? How do you utilize it as students?
Or learn from it.
Or learn from
how
it.
your teachers use it.
Yeah, sometimes our teachers use it for like assignments. Like
Yeah.
I know my
Yeah.
French teacher,
There you go.
my French teacher creates these little sentences. I actually have it right here. I left class and I still have it. But it's just these little sentences, and it helps you conjugate all the verbs in present tense. And I guess she used that for an activity, and it helped me learn a lot. And she didn't have to spend an hour on it. So that was actually pretty cool. And she's pretty open with us about it, that she uses it, which is cool too.
Yeah, it's a very good way to, because I mean, there's only so much of a language that one person can know, and so it's a very good way to access the entire world of languages and verb conjugations and things that might be a little more complicated.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the educators struggle a little bit more, but they're starting to kind of bring it into the fabric of their teaching, you know, and ways to use AI. So where the students seem more comfortable with it, you know, so that is a piece that I think that some of the faculty were learning how to really embrace it and use it for the positives. But also be aware so students have their own creativity and critical thinking and thought process and not let it take away from that. So that's important.
And as far as learning beyond, you know, chalkboard.
Yes.
And what was the other word?
Mimeograph.
Mimeograph.
Right.
We have classroom teachers who have connected even just with like Google Meets or Classroom, or I don't know what platform it is, but to connect to other classrooms across the world. And without that technology, we're having these live conversations of like, what's our classroom like in the high school setting and that specific class? And then were any of you involved in those classes? I think like Miss Howe did it, a few different teachers have done it. But just to be able to see like international classrooms with similar peer groups. So like technology opens that up, and then more creativity with like screencastifying, where teachers want to explain directions verbally, they can like literally video themselves explaining directions as opposed to just having it printed out for a student and to them speaking. So it's just all these little modes of technology. It's incredible, you know.
And the same way that video conferencing was used for that, me and Tessa's French class last year, we got to, or the year before last year, we got to video conference with a school in Senegal, which is an opportunity that we would never have had without Zoom meetings and without that development in technology. So it opens up doorways like that too.
Yes. Great. Excellent questions. Thank you. Any others? Yes.
I can talk.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, when we talk about AI, if you guys thought about what careers are going to be out there when you're done with college, with AI changing things so fast. Are the things you're saying, oh, I want to be, do this, do that, are they going to be there? And is that going into your thought process as you're planning for college and beyond?
It's a great question. Yes.
I'm going into nursing, so I'm pretty confident that I'll be okay. It's definitely innovating the healthcare field, but you're always gonna need people to actually get in there and physically help people. So I'm glad that my career path is gonna be protected in that way. And, yeah.
Human to human.
Right.
Interaction.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also going into healthcare, but I'm pretty confident that AI is only gonna I think it's gonna be very helpful. It's gonna innovate a lot of things. I think we're gonna have to worry in years from now. I don't think we have to worry in like 10, 20 years. I think we gotta worry like hundreds of years.
Well, some of us will be long gone at that time, so we'll leave it to you.
But I think we're okay for
Yeah.
now. But
They'll be graduating college in 2030. Isn't that amazing? So they're graduating high school 2026, 2030 would be college. I mean, when you say that, it just seems so far away, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
It's right around the corner. We're halfway through the school year already. We're coming into progress reports for second term. January, we hit the halfway mark, and then they have their last semester of high school. So despite all the barriers to kick off their high school career with, changes with COVID and different things, thankfully Mashpee, and I heard this quote the other day and I say it all the time now, we're tiny but mighty. There's a lot going on in this town, and there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of connections and partnerships, and it definitely helps propel the schools all the way pre-K all the way up. Miss McCush has one little one down at KCC, and another little one, just a baby. But she'll be going there soon too. She'll be headed to KCC.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see alumni come back and move back to
I
town.
just have a quick comment. I'm a retired physical therapist. And those of you who are thinking about healthcare, think about physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech pathology.
Yes.
Those are healthcare jobs, professions that you might consider. Put a little plug.
Excellent, love it. Love those plugs.
Needed.
Yes. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Yes.
Not to be a downer, but with all the business going on with immigrants, with DACA, people being chased after, is the community had any, either from the students in discussion in human rights or from the guidance point of view, has this had any impact in town?
Well, we've had our students do an amazing job collaborating with the Human Rights Group and advisors on the Who We Are Immigration Project.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to speak
Yeah.
about that,
I can speak on that.
Great job.
which is a more uplifting lens
Yes.
to that.
Exactly.
Looking for enough spin.
Yes, here we go.
So
Yes.
I feel like students in the Mashpee community have a very positive outlook on that. The Who We Are project really brought everyone together, and it took a very negative to a lot of people. It took a very negative moment in time and made it very positive. And we did the best we could to make it very not political, and so yeah, it just brought everyone together, and it was very very heartwarming.
Because you're uplifting and highlighting these
Yeah.
families' stories,
And
right?
yeah,
I'll let you
yeah.
speak more on that, the interview process,
Yeah,
the
the-
writing process.
We also have an exhibit at our school too, so we don't just take their stories and write them in the book. We also take
Yeah.
pictures and we visit them at their homes and get to know them for who they are, and then we put the pictures and their stories up at our school, so anyone around our school can go and view that exhibit at any time that they need.
Yeah, we have recipes from certain families that people share. We asked people to share recipes if they wanted, and so we took pictures and we made it a very comfortable conversational experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great job. Okay. How are we doing on time, Berkeley?
We're fine.
Okay. We're early. Okay.
Yes, I would just add that when we do go, that I hope the students will not all sit at the same table.
Yes, they're looking forward to that.
It's an interesting space. We're all pretty much in eyesight, but it's not one big room. And it will be a served meal rather than a buffet. And I know people here in the club are interested in continuing conversations with the ones at their table. I think the tables are mostly for 4 or 5 people rather than big round ones.
Okay.
But we do have some time.
Okay. Well, I'll put a plug in this weekend. Is it The Outsiders this weekend? The play? I think the play, anyone in the play? No? So at Mashpee High School, middle high school, there is a play going on. You know, the famous old book, The Outsiders, or the movie? The Outsiders. So Miss Reynolds and Mr. Zuaro is handling that. They are the theater production leads. And I believe it kicks off on Friday, December 5th. Friday, December 5th? December 5th and 6th. So it's this weekend. So if you don't have plans, it's always a nice place to go. Catch a little show with some of the talented Blue Falcon Theater members that we have there at Mashpee.
I will say that I went to Check Please, which was Miss Reynolds, the teen activist leader, and the theater department does a fantastic job at audience engagement and making sure that there's loads of humor, but also like it's a very inviting community, the theater department. So I do encourage everyone to go.
Great job. Nice plug. All right. Yes.
I'm sorry I was late, so someone asked this, forgive me. But I'm interested, you're going to college, mostly you're college bound. I hope you'll be very open to junior year abroads or semester abroad. And some schools have it and some don't, but it's a really good question to ask, I think. If you have some interest, if you don't have some interest, I would encourage you to find some. A junior year abroad really changed my life. It's a very powerful experience. We're living in such a global world these days. It's more important than ever.
Can I ask where you did your year abroad?
Where'd you do your year abroad?
Philippines.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I liked it so much I stayed for my senior year. Right?
There you go.
There are even a lot of colleges and universities now are doing study away, so not just abroad, but they'll have students who can go study in Hawaii or North Carolina, UNC Wilmington, or different places. So we really try to encourage the students when they're talking to admissions representatives or viewing the schools for those opportunities. It can make all the difference in the world to get out and travel. You did study abroad too.
I did in junior year.
Yep. So
highly recommend everybody to consider Australia.
Cool.
I was intimidated by if it was a non-English speaking country, so I went to Australia and it was awesome.
Yeah.
My junior year spring semester.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing programs that schools are doing, and it can be more affordable than you think too. So I agree.
And you meet so many people.
Yes.
That's what it's about, right? Connecting people, community.
The governor just announced new graduation requirements. It sounds like Mashpee's way ahead of the game here.
Yes, yeah, thankfully, yes, it wasn't a surprise to us, so that's wonderful. And our superintendent and school committee were right on it. A lot had to do with the change from no longer requiring MCAS to be a graduation requirement. Although students still have to take it and sit for it, and we encourage them to do their best, there still are advantages like the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship if a student scores well for any of our public universities or community colleges, which now are free, which is wonderful. But overall, it's not too much of a change for us in Mashpee, which is great.
Having a project as part of the graduation, as you guys have been doing this for
a long time. Yeah, a long time, yes, so it's exciting. We actually started this year too. All our juniors are required to take junior seminar and then also financial literacy. So they take a semester of financial literacy to really learn, because financial literacy is about wellness as well, right? You have to be healthy with your money as well. So that's exciting, and from that is FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. Miss Assad, who's our business teacher, runs that, and it's rejuvenating that program that we lost for a couple of years. But the financial literacy for juniors is something, we partner a lot with Cape Cod 5. They do a wonderful thing called the Credit for Life Fair, thank you, the Credit for Life Fair. So that'll happen for the students, and it's a simulation of like budgeting your money, and do you want the Cadillac or can you do with the Volkswagen? It's about what matters, so it's exciting. Yeah. And Layton Senior Project is what, my friend?
The Higher Education Fair.
The Higher Education Fair, which is March 20th. So we'll have approximately, usually about 60 different colleges, university reps come in. We also have military representation. We have gap year programming, which means students, if they want to do an internship or something like City Year, oftentimes you see those advertisements on TV. There's also programming for students who want to go right into the workforce. And then we'll also invite some of the local businesses if they're looking for students for summer jobs. So that's in March. So we've had Willow Bend there before, New Seabury, Mashpee Rec, some of the local ice cream stands, you know, different people who are just looking to fulfill the jobs. And a lot of the students work now, though. Hopefully you've seen them out in the community. See, when you go to Trevi, you can be like, hey, I know you. Or Stop and Shop through Olivia's line, you know? It's exciting. All right. No other questions? All good?
I'd be interested in knowing how many of these kids have taken some of the advanced placement courses.
Oh, get ready. You're looking at a few that carry at least 5 right now.
Because we've heard of some kids that were halfway through their freshman year of college.
Yeah, right. Do you want to start? You want to go down and just say which ones you take? Go ahead.
Say all of them.
Say them.
So in my sophomore year, I took AP US History, and then in junior year, I took AP Language and Composition, AP Chemistry, and AP, what's the third one? Oh, Human Geography with Miss Reynolds.
Yes.
I loved that class. And then this year, for senior year, I'm taking AP Spanish Literature and Composition, AP Calculus, AB, AP Biology, AP European History, AP Literature and Composition.
I'm sorry I brought it
up. We also have students who do dual enrollment too, so they're taking courses through the community college. That is a positive from COVID, is a lot of the community college courses went virtual. So students don't have to leave campus to go access a college level course through dual enrollment. They can actually stay at Mashpee Middle High School. They have it built into their schedule, and they're able to take their dual enrollment course. So we have students who take elementary statistics. Who's in dual enrollment here? Which one? Yeah, which ones are you taking?
This semester I'm taking English Comp 2, a programming class, and then next semester I'm taking a physics class.
So those are, you know, score well in those, and you walk away with your credits from credits from college. What about you, Daniel?
I'm just taking English Comp 1 this semester, but
English?
I might do English Comp 2 next semester.
Beautiful. So then you would get 2 English classes out of the way in a senior year. So that's really a wonderful partnership that we do have through Cape Cod Community College. Students also have opportunities to take some dual enrollment through Mass Maritime as well. I think a lot of schools are starting to move towards that so that students have access to those higher level courses. How about some other APs?
So sophomore year I also took US History, and then junior year I took AP Language and Composition, AP Human Geography, AP Physics, and AP Chemistry. And then this year I'm taking AP European History and AP Calculus BC, and then the dual enrollment that I mentioned.
I got a question. My wife was a high school teacher, small school. The only AP class she had to do as a tutorial after class. Are these all offered as regular classes, or are they?
Yeah.
They're offered during the day.
How does Mashpee do this?
You know, many years, we're very lucky, many years ago, there was a big push for advanced placement classes for students, and we jumped on it. And we have some strong faculty who have been trained. We have not only AP in the sciences and math, but we have it in the arts, and we have it, you know, in English. We do have AP Spanish. So we run about approximately 15 AP courses in a small school.
That's amazing.
Yep, and a lot of the students are able to kind of journey together in their classes, and then AP scores when they come back, if they score a 3, 4, or 5, usually a 4 or 5 is the higher one. A 5 really only 10% of the nation score, but that allows them to earn credit. So when they go to their college, they can say, I scored this on the AP exam, and it might allow them to not have to take a course in college, saving money and time, and then layer that on with dual enrollment. So you'll have some students who start off, and they could start off as a second semester freshman because they've already accrued so many credits in high school. Yeah, so we're blessed for those opportunities. A lot of schools don't have them. We have very willing faculty members who love their subject area and want to make sure students have access to those higher level classes. Yeah. How about any others? Anybody else? AP Lit, AP Human.
Yeah,
I feel like we're all
A lot of same.
Yeah.
AP Bio.
AP Bio,
There we go.
yeah.
Yeah. AP Physics.
AP
a lot
Physics,
of
yeah. Tessa
Yeah.
and I are in what we call advanced topics French, which
Yes.
is, there's no AP test at the end,
Yeah.
but it is all of the same requirements, all of the same rubrics. as an AP French class would be. So I think they're working towards getting like a full-scale AP French class, but this is kind of the building block to that. And I don't know about you, but I'm saying it's going pretty well. It's an interesting opportunity.
Yeah.
Do any of you kids know or get a chance to speak in another language?
Yes, I got my seal of biliteracy in French in 10th grade, and again last year, and that's kind of what allowed me to go on the France trip with Tess.
That's great.
And then she's got her seal
I'll
of
tell you,
biliteracy in
as an
Spanish.
employer, I worked at Microsoft for about 15 years, and every time we would put out searches for resumes, it was the kids that knew a second language that really struck a lot of chords with our recruiters, because, you know, as a big company, we have people from, like in your nursing, you may end up having a patient that doesn't speak English, you know, and having that ability to be able to converse with them. I mean, those skills, and learn to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, you know, really push yourselves.
Yeah,
Lithuanian, right?
yeah, I speak fluent Lithuanian too.
All right, nice. Okay, all right.
I think we can
Thank
you.
All right.
wrap this up.
Did you want to do one last question back here? Did you want to ask that? Okay, all right. Yes,
Thank you very much.
great job.
Very good job.
We got a nice picture of them before they came in, so I can send it to you.
I hope you do.
Yeah.
It'll make the newsletter, and we'll send you a copy.
Ah, that'd be great. That would be great. Wonderful.
And that's-
Thank you, everybody.